And good evening. My name is Vadim, and I'm going to be your late night DJ. I'm just kidding, because tonight we have a special occasion. We have an interview once again, and this time it's going to be with the Buddha of European Go, with a person who has probably the calmest style ever, who probably literally never dies with the groups and just always plays the peaceful options possible. The one and only, we have the interview with Artem Kachanovski, second dan professional from Ukraine. And welcome.
Hello, Vadim.
Hi, Artem. How's it
Hello,
going?
everyone.
Yeah, is it how is it cold? It's so cold in Ukraine, isn't it?
It's not that cold. It's only around -5 degrees. But I'm on the second floor of my house, so yeah, it's a bit cold here because we actually don't live here, so we don't use the heating on the second floor.
Yeah, yeah. It's just so much fun. Just like here, it's really hot, and also this room is really well heated. It's just so much fun to see that winter jacket. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So guys, can you hear everything fine? Wait, let me open the chat windows. Um, is the sound? Yeah, sound is okay. Cool, cool. Okay. All right. So Artem, let's start with not with the very beginning, not with your childhood. No, 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 no. Let's start with your style, because your style is, as I've said before many times, my favorite style of all European players in Europe, like all of the European amateurs and professionals. Your style is really, really awesome. And like, how did you develop this style? How did you, at least before, it was so simple and calm and peaceful. How does it work like this?
I see that in the chat they are also asking if I think I'm the Go Buddha. So I think maybe some 5 years ago I liked to play really totally peacefully. I didn't like any complications or fights. But nowadays I think I'm more well-balanced player. So actually I don't try to avoid fighting when it appears. Um, I would call my style natural. So it means like I don't try to complicate things when it's not needed, or I don't try to avoid complications. So uh, usually when I play, sometimes I ask myself what is the natural development with the next moves.
So,
Um,
but if you don't avoid complications, it means you have to know a lot of joseki, a lot of modern tricky variation, AI variations, because today there are so many, the Sansan invasion. There are so many difficult things there. So you have to learn all of this. You have to like keep studying every day.
no, not really. You need to know some variations, but most important is to have a good reading. If you have good technical skills, then you can play almost any fight that you want to do. Mm. Yeah, and actually, I know that from the past, many players are still thinking that I'm very good at peaceful Go and not good at fighting.
Yes.
But I think that it's totally wrong. So uh, most games that I lose in some peaceful game when there is just territories and nothing else. But so if somebody wants to beat me, then it's exactly opposite as most people think. It's better to not to go into fighting and to try to play some peaceful game.
Let me just get my notebook. I'm gonna write it down. How to beat Artem. Okay.
Yes. Don't tell this to other top players,
I
please.
won't. I won't. No, no, never, never. But yeah, but I know that Alexander Dinnerstein is famous for trying to adapt, trying to change. Like with some players, he will play peacefully. With some players, he will attack more. And I think that his idea of playing with you is always been, you can't play a peaceful game with Artem. Is that it's not gonna work. You have to like
Yes, this is a
fight.
big mistake.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Such a big mistake. So he actually has to play a like Lee Chan Ho kind of end game. and just
Yes.
snatch the victory from you at the last moment. Oh wait, there's so many. Just give me a second, Mike. Can we make the chat, Mike, Mike, Mike? Can we make the chat bigger so that I can read it easier? I mean the just the letters in the. Wait. There's no plus on your keyboard. Oh really? Okay. Oh yeah, it works. Okay, perfect. Yes. Oh yeah. And by the way, everybody, if you have any questions to Artem, please, 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 please bring them. I have some questions of my own. We've brought some questions from all over the place, but if you guys have anything, please don't hesitate and ask in the chat. Nice to have you with us. Yeah, thank you for following, everybody. All right. Style changing. Interesting. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about this. Like, how is your style developing? But yeah, so now you're basically now you're good at everything and fighting and peaceful games and what do you do?
Yeah, so I would say that I can play almost anything these days. I can play for influence, I can play for territory, for killing group, for surviving with group.
Really
So I would say that my style is very like
flexible.
universal, and I can play many different kind of games.
How do you do it? I mean, but don't you feel like you have this natural instinct when you play a game? You always kind of feel like, I feel like I want to take territory. Like some people, they always. It doesn't matter what they do. They always just cut, 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 attack, attack, attack. And some people, they just, no, no, I'm a peaceful guy. No, I'll play endgame. How do you play different games? So with how do you decide what kind of game you're going to play?
Yeah, so in the past I also used to play like this. So I had a period, for example, when I liked to fight a lot, especially when I was very young. So it was my favorite Fuseki when I was, I think, 8 years old, was to make a Sanrensei, and then to make a huge Moyo opponent in weights, and I start to kill him there, like not attacking, but directly to try to kill everyone, every stone that in weights. Then, when I was a bit older, I liked very peaceful games, and many people still remember this period of my play
Yeah.
when I used to play for territory only, and then I like to play end game and just
N-
to win by a few points.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and I remember that because when I started playing Go, you were already like 6 done KGS. That was a long time ago, like 15 years ago. But you were Artem 92 on KGS, and you were already like 6 done, and Ilya was already like 6, 7 done,
yes,
already up there. And at that time, you were always playing with like never a single weak group on the board. Everything is always Honte, 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 always perfect and simple. Oh,
yes,
Ksenia. I'm sorry. Yeah.
that's the way I used to like to play. And then I think when I improved a little, and also when all the other top European players improved a little bit,
Mm,
then it turned out that when you always try to follow, like always try to play peacefully, then at some point you start to play too passive, and then you
mm.
start to fall behind if the opponent is strong enough to play well. So when you reach some level, it's not enough only to follow some one single way of playing. Then you have to be more flexible, and sometimes you have to take influence, sometimes territory. It all depends on the position.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, that's true. I find this advice very difficult to follow because my style is just stupid, unreasonable. It's kind of I just try to attack, and when it doesn't work, I resign. It just doesn't work. But I also like this when somebody invades and I try to kill, but it never works. If the opponent is really strong, they always live in the Moyo, so it just doesn't work.
Yes.
Wait, somebody's
Actually,
asking.
surviving with a group is always easier than killing. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's easier.
exactly,
It's
exactly.
easier to play take territory and later invade.
Wait, we have some questions in the chat. Unusual. Whoa, whoa. Usually no, nobody. shows up, but we have people here. So Ksenia is asking, how much time Artem spends on Go during the day? Like every day, how much time do you spend on Go? Like studying, I think, playing games.
Oh, that's a difficult question. Actually, nowadays I don't study Go much because I'm busy with my Go project, and but maybe on average we can count something like 1 hour per day, something like this, and usually this is reviewing my games with the AI.
Only 1 hour per day? I think a lot of the people around the world are going to be disappointed right now. They did not expect this answer. They expected you would say, well, I spend at least 10 hours every day, sometimes 11. One hour? Hmm. Okay, wait. Artem, do you feel sort of senior European pro player? As you was the first pro in Europe? Or how do you feel about it?
Not sure if I understand the question.
I'm also not
You
sure,
mean?
but somebody asked this, and I'm just reading from the chat. Uh, but wait,
Um,
were you the first European professional?
no, I wasn't the first one.
Yeah, so
Uh,
that's why I also don't quite understand this
but
question.
I became professional in 2016,
2016,
so
yeah.
almost 6 years ago. And for example, Stanislav became professional only this autumn, and I can't say that I feel much stronger than him. So when we play, it's usually even games. So I can't say that I feel senior professional. I think we are all almost the same level, and everyone can beat everyone. So can't tell that among us there is some senior professional. Maybe Ilya is a bit stronger than most of us, but we still can beat him.
Yeah, yeah. It happens. Yeah, to me, senior is like older. I don't know what they mean. But yeah, when we talked with Stanislav, he mentioned in the interview that you are probably the only European professional who never went to China, never went to Korea to study. Because everyone else, they went for this, like 6 months or a year of studying in China, and when they do just every day in, day out, I don't know, 24 hours a day of Go. But you never went there, right?
Actually, I had one trip to Korea for 1 month, I think, but
It doesn't count.
not more than that.
Yeah, but then the question is, how, Artem? How? You're the only one who avoided this, and yet you are one of the strongest. So how did it happen? What is the secret?
Well, I think to get strong, you don't. It's not necessary to go to Asia, um, especially nowadays when you have AI
Hmm.
on your computer and everything. So I would say that with appearance of AI, it became even less necessary to go to Asia to improve. But as you see, even in the past, I didn't go to Asia and I reached my current level.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think everything depends on the person, and if you study hard, then you can become strong at home too. Why not?
Yeah, yeah, but some people find it difficult. At least before AI, studying at home. I think someone mentioned that if you don't go to Asia, like you can never hope to become like a top European level. But I'm sure that many people will disagree.
I would disagree with this.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, possibly. But so you became a pro like 6 years ago, right? 2016.
Yes,
6 years ago.
yes.
So, what has changed since then? Like, do people recognize you now in Ukraine? When you walk down the streets, people are like, oh, this is Artem."
No, not at all. Never.
Never.
Well, actually, a few times it happens that I was sitting in a park and then somebody would be walking and say, "Are you Artem Kachanovski?" But that was some Go player who never went to a tournament. Mm. So you mean you ask what changed in my life since I
Yes.
became professional?
Yeah. Well, probably yes. Yes.
So I think in 1 year after becoming professional, I left my job of programmer, and decided to dedicate myself to Go. It was my dream of my childhood and of all my life to try to make living with Go. And yeah, I worked 5 years as a programmer, and all these 5 years I was between Go and working. So I used all of my vacation to go to tournaments,
Oh my God.
for example. So I never really had normal vacation, and it's actually it's hard to do two serious things at once.
Yeah, it's
Like
true.
for example, I go to tournaments, and if you are a strong player and you try hard, then tournament is very exhausting.
Yeah.
And I come tired after tournament, and then next
Go
day I
go to
go
work.
to do my job of programmer. So for 5 years I was thinking, not really 5 years, but maybe 3 last years, I was thinking every day if it's worth continuing with this programming or not. Yeah, and then it was not easy decision, but at some point I decided so that why not to try to only with Go, especially that I was 1 year already professional player.
Yeah, but
So
I heard that before you became a professional, you even thought about maybe like just going for a regular job, just doing the job and stop playing Go. Have you ever thought about this?
no,
No?
it's very hard to stop playing Go. When you reach such level, you don't really think about such thing. Maybe there are a few players who actually quit Go, but I think I didn't have a reason to quit Go, but I had some period when somehow I couldn't really improve and didn't feel like playing. So maybe some around 2 years I had when I had some kind of depression in my Go life. Mm, yeah, but then everything started to be fine after I became professional.
Yeah, but I was about to say, and then you became pro.
Yes, so actually, when I went for professional qualification tournament, I didn't even want so much to become professional. And I think this is one of the reasons why I succeeded in that tournament, because when you come and you don't really expect anything, and you are not nervous, and then you just play your game, and in such case, it's easier to win.
This is a beautiful idea. Yeah, I wish I could do that sometimes. When you don't care.
It's not so easy. When you are attached to results, then
Yeah,
it's harder to play.
yeah, and I mean, that you have to forget about the result, but you doing that is so hard, and yeah, so
Yes, it's not easy.
but you seem like a very calm person, so I guess it was maybe a little.
It only seems so.
Okay. Oh, we have someone is asking here in the chat. What advice do you have for people that are starting to break into the done ranks? Any specific areas to focus on? So when people are becoming a done player, I guess that this person is asking about the lower done ranks. So
Mhm.
what would you focus on to become a stronger done player?
Mm. Well, I know, as I remember from my own experience, this moment of breaking into done level is exactly the moment when you should start watching professional games, and you can learn a lot from them. So I think until done level, I didn't understand so much in the pro games, but
Yeah.
since done level, I watched more and more of pro games, and I think this is, if you still don't do that, then this is a correct moment to start doing this. Um, and everything else is same as for players of all the other levels. And I guess if you are already a low down player, then it should be interesting to study the game with AI, your own games.
Yeah, yeah, sure. It is. I mean, especially now that we have AI. Before, your advice would have to be different, but now AI plus professional games. Actually, I'm a dumb player, but I don't understand anything in professional games today. Before, it was a lot of
Really?
fun. I mean, it was a lot of fun before, but today, you open a game played by some Korean or Chinese professionals, and oh my goodness, it goes crazy. No joseki. Like they just start a fight right from the beginning. So I'm
Yes, now the games, professional games started to be very different nowadays.
yes.
In the past, there was some set of openings, and they liked to play these openings. And from time to time, some of the strongest professionals would develop some new move, and it would
Yes.
appear, and then all of them would start to play suddenly this move, and this was this was the way the opening was developing. That there were maybe 5 or 10 popular openings, and sometimes there was appearing a new opening and entering the fashion. Sometimes some opening would drop from the fashion. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was that way. But nowadays,
Beautiful time. There's a
yes,
mini.
it's beautiful time when the game started to be actually more creative. So when the AI appeared, I had some kind of protest, internal protest against it, because I was very proud that our Go is the only game that is stronger than computer. But
Yeah.
the computer appears that beat us, and it was a bit painful for me. So I had some internal protest against it. But now I'm very happy that the AI appeared, because it showed us that there are so many good ways to play, and we can be very flexible and creative in what we play in the beginning of the game in particular.
Yeah, but it also opens like a huge just choice for opening creativity. And now there's like new moves and new josekis appearing like almost every week. Just new things. And like Alexander Dinnerstein wrote a book before called New Moves. It was like the whole book about new moves. But now, every week open professional games and there are new crazy ideas and new
Yes,
crazy.
well, actually, I would say that after the AI appeared, there was some period of maybe of half year or 1 year when many new variations were appearing, and this was kind of a period of forming these new josekis and fusekis. Nowadays, from time to time, they play something new, but mostly it's the variations that were developed in the beginning of AI era.
Yeah. But I mean, especially that flying dagger. I hate that flying dagger. Do you know all the variations of the flying dagger, Artem?
No, and it's too complicated, and I know that from time to time also something new appears in it, and I try to avoid the Joseki, except for I play against somebody who I know that doesn't like to fight. Like recently, I played against Ali Jabarin, and I know that he doesn't like to fight, so I started this Joseki in a game against him. But otherwise, I try to avoid, because I don't know all the variations.
And yeah, I think you mentioned in one of the interviews before in the past that Ali was a very unpleasant opponent for you before.
Yes, we had with him some interesting periods. I think when we were younger, maybe some 5, 10 years ago, I had a period when I beat him 10 times in a row, 10 games in a row. But then he started to improve and he became professional. And then he had a period when he beat me 10 games in a row.
I think
And
that
then
was I think that period was the time when you gave the interview when you said that
probably.
yeah.
Yes, he is a good player, and I think now we are about even.
Yeah, he's always playing a peaceful game. Yeah, I saw his games and
Yes,
like when you see like Pavel playing crazy fights and Ali's like the opposite.
yes, he likes to play peaceful.
And a lot of people in the chat are saying a huge thank you for the European Journal for all the work you're doing. Yeah, so a lot of support.
Thanks to everyone who is a subscriber and supports the project.
Yeah. If you want to play, if you want to beat Artem, play Flying Dagger, says Mike. Nah, I don't think it's gonna help. But Artem, do you ever like prepare some trick moves, some some unusual idea that you hope is going to trick your opponent, and you can just beat him in one Joseki?
Well, in the past I never did it, but now it's not that I prepare a trick play, but I can study some joseki that is interesting for me before some important game. For example, last December, there was a Grand Slam final. I played in the final against Tongi Lekale. So in the night before the game, I opened my computer and decided to study one joseki that was interesting to me, and I was thinking that maybe in the game I will try to use it. So in the game, I think almost we almost ended up in that variation that I wanted to see, but he simplified the game.
Okay.
So sometimes I study some variation before important game.
To kill. Maybe. To kill people who still believe that you are not going to kill anybody.
Well, I think all the top players already we
Then
know each other very well, and
okay, they know the
they
secret.
understand how I play.
Too bad, too bad. No, you have to surprise them. You have to you have to come up with something new then.
Mm.
Somebody's asking again, Mr. Serial is asking, Artyom, do you maybe have some tips how to keep your own style when reviewing with the AI each of our games? It influences it influences the style, but how do you keep your own style when reviewing the game with AI?
Mm. So I think the question is that it's
How to
actually
stay individual, how to stay
I
creative,
think
and not do
it's
the same thing.
actually a very interesting question, how to keep your own style. So I think what happens nowadays is that there are top professional players, and they are mostly following the AI advices. And then there are weaker players or amateurs who are watching these games of top professionals, and they are just mostly just repeating after them, reproducing the moves that
Yeah,
they do. Mm, yeah, it's when you until you reach some level, it's actually quite hard to follow your own style all the time, because you have to play the fuseki, the beginning of the game somehow, and most people play some standard variations in the beginning, and when you don't have some level of play, it's hard to play creatively in the beginning.
yeah, but
Like
also some people say that when you are not a professional yet, you don't need to, because like your level is not so high, so you don't have to play the flying dagger, you don't have to play the all of the AI suggestions, because those are like perfect, but you don't need perfect. You are an amateur, so you can play something, something worse, which is more fun maybe.
mm,
What
I
do you
would
think?
say that the best way to keep your own style is to play only what you understand. Let's say even the flying dagger, when you if you study it and you watch some variations, you understand why they play these moves. If you have this understanding, then it's good to play it. But if you just memorize it and then
Yeah.
try to reproduce it on the board, then this breaks your style.
Yeah. It's like we all learned from Joseki books many years ago. We just opened the book
Yes.
and just learn the variations, and just doesn't work. You
Yes, well, actually, this I think that this can be also an important like a period in developing of a Go player, and like it can be compared with how the child is developing. So the small child is repeating something after adults, and it doesn't understand in the beginning why it repeats, and then later when it becomes more confident in its movement or in actions, it starts to show its own personality. So I think in Go it can be similar. At first you can play some relatively standard variations which you memorize and don't understand completely, because they can guide you through the beginning of the game that is very too complicated for you otherwise if you don't play standard. And then later, after you reach some level and start to understand the game more deep, uh, you can play something that you have never seen before.
Yeah, I'm still feeling like a child actually. Just like, oh, repeating the moves that, oh, that move looks very interesting. Let me try and play this in my game. Oh, okay, I lost. Oh, by the way, speaking of professionals, I forgot to ask you about what are some of the professional tournaments, but like tournaments for European professionals in Europe? What are some of them?
Okay, so there are several major European tournaments. Um, there is European Championship, that there is a Grand Slam. The Grand Slam is the most prestigious tournament with the biggest prize. Then there is a Grand Prix final.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about this. What is that difference between the
Okay,
Grand Slam and the Grand Prix? They all sound the same.
yes, I will explain this. And there is one more tournament that is called the European Professional Championship. So I would say that these are the 4 major tournaments that 3 of them are also open to amateurs, and 1 is only for professionals, the European Professional Championship.
Mm-hmm.
So should I explain the Grand Prix and Grand Prix
Yes.
final?
Yeah. Grand Prix and Grand Slam.
We can say that there is so these 4 tournaments, they happen during 1 year. It's like a 1 season of tournaments that starts in the beginning of the year and ends in the end of the year. And along with these 4 tournaments, there are also usual tournaments, like, for example, Paris International, Prague tournament, many smaller tournaments. And they can apply to EGF to become a part of Grand Prix. It means that the players that take top places in these tournaments are collecting so-called bonus points. And then so let's say there are 10 tournaments, and there are players who take places first, second, third. They collect these bonus points, and then in the end of the year there is a so-called Grand Prix final. It's like a conclusion of all these tournaments.
Okay.
And those players, the winners of these Grand Prix tournaments, they are qualified to play in the Grand Prix final. And the Grand Prix final is a tournament for 16 players. So let's say if there are 10 tournaments, there are 10 winners who are qualified for the Grand Prix final. And then 6 more people are needed. So these 6 more people are selected from top players from bonus point list.
Okay. I'm still
So
following.
the idea is that there is a set of tournaments that happen during the year, and the most successful players are then qualified to play in the tournament that is a conclusion to all the system. And Grand Slam is a separate event.
I almost feel like I'm listening to Anton, who's talking about software programming. When he's talking about, I was like, what is he saying? Yeah, okay.
But,
And Grand Slam is
but you
separate.
understand what
Yes, I
that's
understand. Yes,
okay.
I hope.
And the Grand Slam is a separate competition for invited players. It has some more or less complicated selection system. So, for example, all the professionals are qualified automatically, and then 2 people are selected from, I think, from the bonus point list, and then there is a Grand Slam qualification tournament. So there are maybe 5 different criteria by which the players are selected for the Grand Slam.
Sounds
And then
complicated.
the Grand Slam is played out, and yeah, you know the first prize is 10,000 euro. It's
Yes,
the biggest prize in Europe.
yeah, we have that picture of you holding that holding that thing.
Yeah.
All right, then maybe let's take a look at the pictures. We have some pictures of you and in Europe and you as a child. Let's get to that. And maybe you, while we're looking at those pictures of you in your childhood, maybe you could say a couple of words on how you started as a kid.
Okay, sure.
All right, let's move to the pictures. Wait a second. There we go. All right. Can you see the screen as well? Can you see the photos?
Yes, I can see.
Okay.
Can our viewers see it?
Yes, they can. I hope.
Okay, so this is a picture of a Chinese newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the World Youth Go Championship in Shanghai, in China. It was my first World Youth Championship. I think I was 10 years of age at that point. And they write about me in the newspaper because I managed to take fourth place. It was like the biggest sensation of the competition. Um, I remember that I played a tournament, and at some point I had a game against 5 Dan from Singapore, I think, and
Maybe
he was
maybe we even have that picture here. I'm not sure, but I think we have.
much stronger than me, but I was a very technical player. Like I was good at reading, so at some point he got careless, and I got cut off a huge group of him, and then I killed it. and he was forced to resign. So I beat a 5 Dan to enter the final of this tournament. And the final was for the strongest, for the 4 players who had the best result, including me. So I was, I think, third Q at that point. and
Wow.
I enter this final of World Championship, and so I think this is why they
Yeah,
write about
of
in the
course,
news.
yeah, like a 3Q beating some Singaporean 5 dan. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Is that no? That's much later, right? That's a
No,
different
yes,
tournament.
this is from another tournament. You can see me
Far back, yeah, far
far
back.
away. There is Ukrainian flag, and there is me. And this is a World Championship that took place in Boston, in the United States. And here, I think I was already 13 or 14, and played in the next age category, under 18.
So many Asian kids. Like there's so many different flags, but Asian
Mhm.
kids everywhere.
Yes, this event is super fun. This World Youth Championship.
And that's the same thing, right?
Yes, that's from the same tournament. And to be honest, I don't know why I'm sitting near some Japanese and Taiwanese player and watching their games.
Well, sometimes we just watch games. That's what we do.
Maybe I just watch the game.
Maybe you're just tired of walking around and you just sat down on a random chair, and this chair is just next to the Japanese guy playing the game.
Mm.
Maybe. But
Maybe they asked me to record the game.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, this is something European. Is this Ukraine?
Yes, this is in Kiev, Ukraine, and this is I think the only LG Cup that happened in Ukraine. And you can see young Artem on the right,
Yeah,
and next to him you can see also young Ilya,
yeah. And then
and in
there's
front of Ilya there is Alexander Dinerstein.
yeah.
I wasn't yet a very strong player, but I think I am here probably around 14, and well, I think some 4 done already, probably.
No, not very strong. Only 4 done. 4 done. Come on. And this is Dmitry Bogatsky, right?
Yes, this is a typical picture in Ukrainian tournaments of
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
time. This is, me against
Very
Dmitro
Soviet,
Bogatsky.
very Soviet style.
Mm. Dmitro, he studied in Go in Japan, and he reached the level of 6 dan, and so until some point he was the best in Ukraine, and me and Andriy Kravets were not able to beat him. But then we improved, and he he didn't really beat us after that.
I think I remember him playing when I was younger, when I was playing when I was beginning to play. He was still active, but is he still playing right now?
Yes, he's still playing. He is an active player. He's a member of Ukrainian national team. We play in
Mm.
Pandanet Team Championship. He plays, I think, on board number 3 or board number 4. So he's active player. He is interested in Go, but he stopped at that level at 6 dan.
Ah, well, so that's a pretty good level to stop at. It's not too bad,
Yes.
not too bad. And that's also against him, right?
Yes, this is again LG Cup in Kiev, and I play against Dmitro.
A foldable board, a chess clock.
Yes, you can see here old school chess clock, and this board is from 2 pieces. I
Yeah.
think this is some Japanese board.
And I see that you have the exact same Go bowls for stones that we have here at Go Magic from Nihonkin.
Yes, it must be a Japanese set.
Japanese set, yeah, obviously, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful.
Mm.
Oh, and this is so many years. This is the same tournament in Shanghai, right?
Yes, this is a World Youth Go Championship in Shanghai, and I play against my friend from South Korea. So when you are so small, like 10 years old, then you come to some tournament and you become friends with everyone very fast.
Yeah.
The language barrier doesn't matter. So you can imagine that no one of us spoke English, but somehow I became good friends with this Korean player. And of course, he was much stronger than me, and he beat me. But I think I still remember his name. I think it's Kang Yu-taek from South Korea,
The-
who became now one of the top Korean professionals.
Of course. I mean, of course. It would be strange if you said, "Well, he got stuck at 5 done. He never got stronger." Okay, but yeah, I'm very curious how do you like you couldn't talk to him, right? You
Yes,
didn't speak. So he spoke Korean. You spoke Russian and Ukrainian.
yes.
So how did you communicate with
Well, but
stones?
when you are so small, you don't need to communicate much. Like you, I don't know, you run together, plan some games, run after each other. So this all happens naturally.
Sure. Okay. Sure. All right. Where's that? Oh wow. Where is
So
that?
this is me. I am on the right, and on the left is my brother Misha, or his complete name is Mikhailo. Misha is now, he is also a Go player. He is now 4 Dan. And between us is some Japanese professional. I don't know him. And this is a European Youth Championship that took place in France, in Cannes. I think it was in 2002 probably.
Wow. So
So
you
I
were
took,
so you're 10 years old.
yes, I was 10 years old and I took second place.
Wow. Yeah,
And
that's a pretty big cup. That's a big cup.
yes,
So do,
they gave very nice cups at that tournament.
does your brother still play?
Yes, he does play.
But
Um,
do you, like
he's not a very active player, but he, for example, he participates in Ukrainian championship. He played, I think, last November. He even entered the final of Ukrainian championship, where there are top 8 players, and he even won 1 or 2 games. So he is not bad, and he plays from time to time. But
do you ever
he
play together? Like some family gathering and you guys just play. Well, I mean not like serious games, maybe handicap games. No, ever?
No, I think even when we were kids, he didn't like to play against me because I mostly beat him. So yeah, we played rarely, and nowadays we don't really have time for this.
Hmm. And do you live in the same city?
Yes, we both live in Kiev, in the capital of Ukraine.
Okay. And that's the fourth place fourth place diploma from China.
Yes, so this is a diploma that they gave me in Shanghai for
Yeah.
that World Youth Championship, and my first cups. I think the one on the right you saw already. It's from European Youth Championship. The
Hmm.
one in the middle is my first trophy. When I was 9 years old, I went for my first international tournament, the European Youth Championship in Prague. And I remember that I was 6Q, I think, and I took the third place in category under 12.
And
So you can understand how much the kids improved in Europe. That when you take a look at the tournament table now, category under 12 European Youth Championship, you will see there probably first 10 people around first queue, maybe maximum fifth queue. So I
yeah,
was 6Q and I took the third place.
yeah, that's that.
And
Yeah, yeah. Right. Like right now, a lot of the even under 12, they are already like dumb players.
yes, the level of young players and of adult players too has raised very much in Europe.
Yeah, yeah. So have you ever counted how many cups you have right now? Like the
No, actually, I don't keep them at my home. My parents like to collect my cups, and in their apartment they have a room that is full of cups. There are shelves, cups on the shelves, cups in the wardrobe, but no, it's I don't count them anymore.
Okay, okay, yeah. A whole room full of cups. That is
Mm.
that is cool. And that's the same tournament, right? That's the
Yeah, this
same.
is in Shanghai.
And you were playing against that's the guy you told me about, the one
Yes,
from
this is
Singapore.
probably the guys that I beat. I think.
Yeah, yeah, he's from Singapore. It says there, yeah, Singapore.
Yes.
And that
This
is
is me. Yes, this is me and my brother in Moscow at the LG Cup.
that LG Cup, the one with the chess clocks and yeah, and the
Yeah.
Soviet Soviet
No,
picture.
actually, it's Moscow and that was Kiev. So this is two different LG Cups, but
Oh, that was the only LG Cup that was in Ukraine, you said, right?
in Kiev, yes.
Ah, okay.
And this one is there were I think 2 or 3 LG Cups in Moscow, and I attended 2 of them.
Yeah, I think I missed all of this because I don't think there are any LG Cups today, right?
No, not anymore. I think the last one was in 2003 or something.
Oh wow. Okay, that was a long time ago. Yeah.
Almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. I missed everything. All of the LG Cups. Too bad. And this is you playing some in some tournament
Yeah,
with.
this is the young Artem playing and recording his game with a pen in this notebook.
So when did you stop doing this? When did you stop recording your games?
Actually, I did it for quite a long time, maybe until I was around first dan even. So until some point, it was just nice to record because I would later review the game with my teacher. But then I became simply stronger than my teacher. So I was recording the game just because it was helping me to not to be so nervous during the game and to make some pause between moves.
Yeah,
You, you,
yeah. It
you
makes
know,
sense.
kids they like to play very fast, and I wasn't exception. So when I saw the opponent's move, I wanted immediately to place my own stone next to his move. So when I recorded the move in my notebook, it helped me to stop for a few seconds and to think a bit more.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, to slow down,
Mhm.
and maybe see that your move is a mistake.
Yes, it's very important.
Yeah, the same tournament probably,
The same tournament. This is in France, in Cannes, the European Youth Championship,
and one more.
and one more. Yes, and again, I am recording the game. I had usually I had two pens of different colors, for example, red and black or red and blue.
Or black and white sounds.
Yes, this is the same tournament.
Another.
I took the second place, and my compatriot Igor Zaitsev, he took the first place.
Uh,
It was painful to lose to him because he was actually much weaker to me.
uh-huh.
But when we played, I was too confident in myself, and I started to attack his group that was about to die. And he
Uh,
started to run with this group and to enter my territory and run
oh,
through all my territory. And in
classic.
the end, he somehow made the second eye.
Yeah, yeah.
So I lost to him, and I remember that even after the game, I was crying. It was a tragedy for me.
That's when
But
you
in the end,
realize you shouldn't
I took
kill.
the second place, and there was some kind of lottery who goes to the world championship, and I was not disappointed because I won this lottery to go to world championship.
Oh, okay.
And Igor, even later, he told me that he doesn't mind that it's this way because he wasn't actually very enthusiastic about going. He didn't want to go to World Championship, but he was very happy to get a cup for the first place. So in the end, everything turned out very well for both of us.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds like a happy ending. Okay.
Mm. I think this is LG Cup in Kiev. I am receiving some prize from some Korean man.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't remember who he was.
Oh, finally. Yeah, I was waiting for this.
Yeah, and this is from last December in Grand Slam in Belgrade, and I won the tournament.
Yeah. That does look nice. Okay, this why do we have this? Yeah.
This
Small.
is my first international tournament. This is a European Youth Championship in Prague, and I took the third place.
Yeah. I
I am
remember
on the left in this picture.
yeah, yeah. And I remember that I read somewhere that you wrote some of your impressions like, "Oh, like my happiest memories were from like Shanghai and Cannes and Prague." And I was like, "What?" And now I see why because you went
But
there through
probably
tournaments.
I was very young because I don't remember already me writing this.
Aha, we found it. We found it.
Okay.
Yeah, this looks like oh that I think
This is
that's that Soviet tournament.
yeah, this is a LG Cup in Kiev.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What is this? Yeah, by the way, what's this tradition of signing the board? Why did you sign it?
Okay, so the biggest events in Europe. This is the Grand Slam and European Professional Qualification. After the final games, two players are signing the board, and this board is sent to our sponsors in China. And
Uh-huh.
I will tell you honestly, I don't know what the sponsor is China is doing this, but probably the idea is like like some mini museum that will be collecting all these boards and
The sports in China also has a room,
probably
a
room
room
full of boards.
full of boards. Yeah, you have a room full of cups, and they have a room full of boards. What a
So
strange room.
in this picture, I signed a board with Ali Jabari. It was a final of Grand Slam in, I think, in 2016. I don't remember exactly when, but
Hmm.
this was the final that Ali won, and I took the second place.
Okay, that was the time when it was 10-0 in his favor.
Yes.
And this is it. This is the happy moment when you become professional in 2016.
Yes. Well, actually, when you become professional, they don't give you the diploma because they don't have it ready yet. So
Uh-huh.
after you become professional, they give this diploma to you on the next occasion. So I don't remember which tournament is this. This is, I think, this is
Oh,
maybe a Silk Road tournament, or
yeah,
I don't remember which tournament is this. But anyway, they gave me the diploma
I see.
of
Yeah, I wanted to ask you why you don't look so happy when you when you just became, but
mm,
that's why you became professional earlier, before
yes.
this. Okay, I see. Another professional championship champion,
Yeah, this
2019.
is me with EGF president Martin Stasny, and I just won the European Professional Championship 2019.
Yeah, and I think we have we have a couple more. Oh, this is you against like the European team against China, right?
Yeah, this is very cool memories. We were in China at the C League, and you can see the European players meditating before their game
Yeah.
against the Chinese kids who are about to beat them.
Did you? Yeah, I remember I saw some of those games and it was so amazing. It was C League, which means it's like there's A, B, and there's a C, right?
Yes.
And the Chinese kids. And what was the score? Do you remember?
Well, I can tell you the statistics that we played 3 C leagues,
Uh
and
huh.
in each C league there are, I think, 7 games. So
Okay.
from 21 matches, we won only one.
Whoa. Oh
And
my God.
I know that maybe I shouldn't say this, but that match was against a team of girls. So
No, it's okay. It's
so I
a
can tell you that the level is very good at the at the Chinese C League. And
so they're like all of your opponents are professionals, right?
not all. Sometimes on the board number 4, there can be amateur.
Yeah, but we know how strong their amateurs are. Some 6, 7 done amateur, and this is some recent.
This is a final of Grand Slam that was the last December, and I play in the final against Tongi Lekalva.
Yes, yes, and you also signed the board at the end,
Yes.
and this is it after the
Yeah,
game.
this is we are collecting stones, and finally I am happy, smiling. And in the lower left corner, you can see my friend Tony Klassen, who is also happy that I won.
Yeah, that's a lot of happy memories. Cool.
Yeah.
Wait, do we still how much time do we have? How much time do you have? I mean, I should ask.
I have the time. Yeah. My kids are already sleeping, so I can
Okay,
talk with you.
then wait. How do we go back? Then maybe before I keep asking you questions, let's take a break and play a very short game. So we were gonna play a 9x9 of Keima Go.
Okay, sure. Let's try.
I was thinking maybe 9x9 of one color, but then I think one color 9x9 too easy for you. Keima Go.
Okay.
Keima Go is much better. So you have a username on OGS, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how do I find you there?
I think I'm Artem 92 probably
All right,
on OGS.
all right. Let me challenge you. So you remember the rules, right? We do 2 moves, and after 2 moves, only Keima.
Okay.
Only Keima. No, wait. I'm gonna challenge you now. 9x9. So I'm gonna put the time settings to something small to make it very short and easy. All right, I think that's it. No handicap, automatic Kami, automatic color. Okay, so you get to be white or black. We'll see.
Okay.
Game started.
All right, let me switch. There you go. Wait,
Let's
I think
go.
yes. Wait, am I black or am I white?
You are right.
I'm white. Okay, cool.
So the first two moves we make any.
Any move, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, have I missed any questions here? Let me see. Ooh, I missed a lot of stuff, but that's okay.
We can answer later, right?
Yeah, later. So what do I do? Okay, let's go. This. So I have Komi. I have 6.5. Come on, 6.5.
5.5.
It's 6.5. I think.
OGS says plus 5.5.
Really? Oh, plus 5.5. That's not
But I
good.
think on such board it's a big commie actually.
I would prefer 7.5.
But come on, this is Keima Go.
Yes,
I
it
played for
is.
the first time.
Yes, and that is good. That is good. All right, let's go. Let's go with. Wait. All right, let's do this. Now Keima. Oh, obvious choice. I wanted to play here. It's also a Keima for me. All right, I do this. Okay, that is a Keima. Sure. So I need to find a way to play something dangerous, and so you wouldn't have a Keima to respond. For example, this. It's so nice when you can play a move like this one, and Artem cannot play f4. Okay, that's a Keima. This. Yeah, this is my handicap. This is my second game, so it's a little bit easier. Wait, can I do this? I cannot Atari, but if I Atari, I cannot capture. But you can, and you can't connect. Interesting. You can't connect, and I can't capture. What kind of situation is that? All right, but I Atari.
What should I do now?
I lose the game. I hope. I feel like there has to be some strategy in Keima Go as well. Like you have to prepare the next couple of moves when you play something now. You play something and you're like, okay, next I'm gonna play this Keima and then that Keima, and this will allow me to capture some stones. Wait, can I just play? Wait. Yeah, I can connect. And now I can capture.
Oh no.
No. It's it's not no. It's okay. This is Keima Go, so anything can happen. In my game against Stash, it looked so good for me, and I was thinking, oh yes, I'm beating Stash on 13x13 in Keima Go, and then he just boom and beat me. So it didn't. Oh, I'm not paying attention. I'm sorry. Oh, somebody redeemed Kinsmar. Says Anton. Yeah, we have the Twitch point like bonuses, and when people redeem them, so they can do crazy things. And one of them is the Kinsmar power up, which Anton just redeemed. So cheers.
I don't have, unfortunately.
Well, we had this idea of playing Drunk Go, and you should have said yes, Artem. You should have said yes. Why didn't you say yes? It was a beautiful idea. Wait.
Next time.
Sure. Anytime. Wait, can I do... Yeah, I can do this. Oh, this is nice. And at some point, when there are many stones, the game becomes normal because you can play almost every move as a Keima. So then we just play a simple end game. But now it's not so... Oh, what? Oh, this is a Keima? What?
It is.
From that stupid G7 what? What? Anton Praskurin redeemed all stones are white. Anton,
This is the end.
sadistic person. Okay, so I have to change all of my stones to white. So you will still play a normal game, but my stones will be white for me. And that is really bad. But
it's possible to do that?
Yes, I can do it on OGS. You can do it, yeah.
Wow.
This is painful.
A bit.
Wait, what was the last move? It doesn't matter. Okay, just
E6.
E6. Oh, it was Atari. Okay. Yes, and the timer says to... Okay, so I'm gonna do the block. And I don't see the markings on the stone, so please tell me the coordinates. Oh, you captured. Okay, I see that. You captured, and I play... God damn it.
Do you still remember?
Yeah. I remember, I think.
Okay.
I hope this is a Keima. Is it a Keima?
It is.
Good. And I have Byoyomi. Just gonna capture that stone. Not painful. No.
No, it's alright. Okay.
Wait, where did you play?
D6.
D6. Wait, I don't... Oh my god, I should have been watching stones and not the glass of wine. What? Wait, D6. Is this an Atari or something? D6. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. C6 is a Keima, right? It is a Keima.
It is.
I'm gonna play. I don't remember what it is, but I'm gonna play there. What? F7, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now I don't remember. Which stones? Oh, you have a stone at G7 and F7. You have two stones now. And you're cutting me. You're cutting me.
Yes.
Time is up. Oh, thank you.
No problem.
Okay. Now I'm bringing them back to normal. And okay. All right. What? That is this is terrible news. I'm dead. Thank you, Anton. Just when I had a chance.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Can I save them
6,
now?
5, 4, 3.
I think you should try.
Yeah, I should try. If I'm dead, I lose the game. I don't have magic points anymore. Well, you've done enough damage. You don't need any more magic points. I'm losing this game. Wait, don't tell me I cannot block. I cannot block. Seriously? Can you capture? Yes, you can.
I think I can.
Yeah, you can. God damn it. This is the end. Wow. This is a terrible ending. All right, let's do... Wow. Painful. Let's do this. I don't think Komi is going to help me.
We'll see. This is not yet the end of the game.
Well, it is. It is. I mean, black has more points for sure, and 5.5 points is not going to be. Oh, that. Okay, I can do this. Wait, this is a Keima.
It is.
Okay, fine. No magic points anymore. God damn it. Wait. How do you... What? How do you think so fast? Yeah, everything is just falling apart. And of course, you have so many stones that you can do anything. You can capture.
I think with this kind of game, you should try to put your stones like in one bunch of stones, and from there you can
Yeah,
develop.
you can do it like a tank. Yeah, I think I lost this. Yeah. All right.
Black wins.
I resign this.
Thank you for the game.
Thank you. Such a beautiful chance, Anton. Ah.
Thank you, Anton.
Yeah. All right, let's go back. Magical points. Yeah, Anton is saying. All right. So I think you did this interview maybe a few years ago, maybe some 5 years ago, and you said at that time that we are very, very far away from Asian professionals, and that maybe you said that if you played a game against Asian professionals on 2 stones handicap, you would lose all of them. And even with 3 stones, you felt that it's not it's not safe. It's not guaranteed that they can still win. So do you think this is changing?
I think we definitely became stronger in last few years since I gave that interview. But I think that most probably still 2 stones wouldn't be enough for us. Like maybe we would win some games on 2 stones, like 1 game from 10. But if they try really hard, then I think the difference is a bit bigger than 2 stones. If we take the top European professional and the top Asian professional.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, this is crazy. Come on, no, 2 stones, 3 stones. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of handicap. But then, have you watched those games on Fox Go server where fine art or some crazy strong AI gives like 5 handicap?
Yes, of course, but the fine art can, I think it usually gives 2 or 3 stones to the top Asian professionals.
Yeah.
Which means that it's very hard. But yeah, I was also thinking before that, for example, how can you lose on 4 stones handicap?
Yeah, exactly.
And then once I tried to play against Keima Go on 4 stones, and I realized that actually 4 stones is not that much.
Really? So have you been experimenting with this? Have you played some games?
A bit, not much, but I think I won on 5 stones and lost on 4 stones, something like that. And 3 stones, it's no chance against the AI.
Yeah, 3 stones, yeah. But I feel like, when you're playing 3 stones against someone, top European player, you would think 3 stones. Like if you're a dumb player and you're playing against some European pros even, you think 3 stones, that's quite a lot. It feels like it could be a fight. It could be a fight.
Yes.
But
But
yes,
this advantage it melts quite fast if you don't play effectively.
yeah, unfortunately, yeah. But those games, they really look like magic. You look at this game and you're like, it's impossible, and it happens.
Yes, it's hard to understand, but it's very strong.
Somebody's asking, but he's talking of top, not average Asian professionals, right? When you were saying that.
Of course, no. But average professionals, it's hard to say what is the average professional in Asia. But I think we European professionals we are stronger than the weakest Asian professionals, of course. But yeah, we should be weaker than the average.
Okay, weaker than average. Yeah,
Mm,
I mean probably yeah, because
a bit weaker than the average, I think.
yeah, but there are still some like a lot of senior, like older professionals in Japan, for example, and
Yes, of course. That is that then we should be able to beat. But if we take young Asian professionals,
yeah.
then mostly we are weaker.
Yeah, and yeah, guys, thank you for following. I'm not saying thank you to all of you, but it's just because I'm trying to talk to Artem. But yes, thank you. And well, actually, how did you get into this the job that you're doing right now? I haven't asked you about this yet. How did you become the editor of the European Go journal? What is about it? Tell us about it.
Well, this is an interesting story. Actually, in the January edition that we have just released, I wrote an article on this story, how I started this project. So it all started in the year 2020. You know what happened, that all the tournaments disappeared, and
Yeah.
so it was needed to somehow to get some additional income for the family. And first I tried teaching and I entered the polgote.com Go School. And there was one kind of lessons that is called Improve the Middle Game. Maybe some of our viewers know this kind of lessons when the teacher is giving the students a PDF file with four different situations, and the students have around 1 week to think what is the next move in each position. And then at the lesson, the teacher would discuss with the students what is the next move. So, so Mateusz prepares some kind of instruction to show how to prepare a PDF file with the diagrams that look very nice. And when I saw that actually it's not so hard to make a diagram and to print it, then I started to think about writing some Go book, because I like to write, and for several years already I write articles for the European Go Federation website, mostly on some Go events. So I started to think about writing a Go book, and then I already don't remember how, but somehow this idea converted into idea of making a monthly Go journal. And yeah, I instantly fell in love with this idea and started working since this idea came to me. And yeah, this is how I started to make the European Go journal.
So do you still think that you are going to write a book one day?
Yes, I think I'm going to write a book. I think I have some interesting experience to share, like and some Go skills that I could also share with people. It doesn't necessarily have to be. I think I can also write about like directly about Go, for example, about some opening or some interesting studies with AI, or I can write a book like this. Maybe I could also write a book about some, I don't know, my personal experiences of attending a tournament, like more psychological insights into the life of professional player. Maybe that would be interesting for the readers as well.
Or how to play peacefully? Very peacefully. Oh, and also I think Anton was asking. Anton Proskorin was asking before. Who is Anton Proskorin? He was asking before. Is Artem ever gonna make a course for Go Magic?
Maybe one day.
Artem, what do you think?
Yeah, maybe one day.
It's a beautiful city. Nice to have a vacation. Lots of wine, good weather, lots of fun, an amazing video course on how to play thick and strong or something like that, and how to fight at the same time.
Yeah,
Something like that.
maybe once, but you know what are the conditions for me now that I have two small kids, and I'm very busy with my family, and it's yeah, it's actually it's hard for me even to go to a Go tournament.
Yeah, so have you ever thought of maybe moving to a different country then? Because like right now, like moving from Ukraine to a tournament, maybe it's a little far away, but like if you live somewhere closer to the middle of Europe, maybe it would be easier. Have you ever
No,
thought
but
of?
it's not really about that it's hard to go from Ukraine, because from Ukraine there are many flights to Europe, and it's not a problem that I live in Ukraine. Just that we have two kids, and for my they are very small, and for my wife it's hard to stay with two of them at once. So if I go to tournaments, and she has hard times, and yeah, it's
So does your
it's not
wife
easy.
play Go?
Yes, she is a Go player, and we have a so Go family.
Oh, you mean your children? How old are your children, by the way?
One is 1 year and 4 months, and the older child will soon be 3 years old.
Okay, well, tell me honestly, have you started teaching the older child Go? Are you?
No, I gave the Go stones to play, and they like to take the stones and to throw them in the bowl, and to throw them around. But
That's how
yeah,
it
of course,
begins, right? You come and when they're going to sleep, you're showing them the board, and then the stone. No, no, no! Don't eat the stones! Don't eat the stone. Okay, let's put them on the board. Okay, see, it's fun. It's fun. And then they get addicted.
Mm.
Maybe not. So now that when you are married and you have two kids, do you think it's more difficult to combine being a Go professional and being a family guy, or how do you manage this?
Uh, well, it's not that easy, but I manage somehow. I work on the European Go Journal mostly in nights. So during the day, I help my wife with kids. And then after they sleep, my working time, she usually starts around 9 o'clock in the evening, or sometimes even later. So yeah,
Oh
I'm
wow.
very happy that I have this kind of project, that I can choose the time that I can dedicate to it. So I am not attached to some exact time, and I can choose if I work in night or if I work in day sometimes, and I can be flexible about it.
Yeah,
But
so
mostly I work in nights, and I when I go to tournament, we invite somebody to help with the kids, for example, my mother. But it's quite stressful when you don't live with a person, and kids don't live with a person, and then you invite this person,
yeah.
and especially there is a language barrier between what like my mother, she doesn't really talk English, and so it's hard for her to talk with my wife. So going to a tournament is always very very stressful for my family.
Oh
But
wait, your wife is not Ukrainian.
no, she's from Romania.
Oh, I didn't. I kind of presumed. I just presumed that she was Ukrainian. Oh, so you speak English in the family.
Yes, we speak English.
Well, that's a difficult family. Oh, it's because Anton was asking before. How did you learn English? Did you learn English from like writing articles? But now I see that. Well, the answer is also that you have to speak to your wife.
No, I would say that I learned English even before, and I think the main reason for learning English was that I went to many tournaments, and I had to communicate with people somehow.
Yeah.
So what I studied at school as a child, of course, was important, but it was much more useful. Actually, probably the most useful was playing on KGS and chatting with people on KGS. So I had a period in my life when I played a lot on KGS,
Yeah.
and I had to communicate with people somehow. So I used some online translator, and I was learning new words and how to construct a sentence. So I think like this, gradually through Go, I learned English at this level that I have now. Well, but I can't say that my English is very good. Like
But it's pretty
for example,
it's fluent. It's fluent.
it's I would say it's relatively fluent. Like I write articles for the European Go Journal, but then I have the proofreaders who are native speakers, and they read all these texts. And I can't say they find too many mistakes, but sometimes I misuse some word or I made mistakes in articles. And
Well, I mean, proofreading is important. It doesn't matter if even if you're a native speaker, you still need a proofreader
yes,
in a
in somebody
journal.
to proofread.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, somebody's asking. Oh, somebody before somebody said that Artem is my favorite pro, and then
Thank you.
somebody is asking, do you have any favorite books? Are there any favorite books or maybe some books that you would recommend?
Yes, I can say that when I was approximately at level of 1 Dan, I started watching more of professional games, and I started to read books in which professionals are commenting on their own games. So these are my favorite kind of books because such books can give an insight into thinking of professional player. Like he can explain why he chose this variant or the other, and also sometimes they were like talking about their feeling before the game, how they felt psychologically. So I enjoyed these books very much, and those books were Japanese books from 80s, from Rin Kaiho, Otake
Oh,
Hideo,
in
Ishida
English?
Yoshio, and I would say that I grew from first Dan till 4 Dan just on these books. And I had maybe 5 different books like that, and I read each of them 3 or 4 times. So even let's say one of the things that I like to do is I had these 5 books and I read them one by one, and then I again start the cycle from the first book. So I
Wow.
enjoyed a lot professional commenting on their own games, and I would say that this is my favorite kind of books.
Do you think this kind of books are still available right now? Like,
I know that these exact books that I'm talking about, I know that they are available in Russian, but I don't know if they are available in English. But I am sure that you can find similar books in English, maybe even of modern
yeah,
professionals.
probably. Yeah, it would be nice
I know that there is a series between Lisidol and Guli that is commented,
yes, the
and there is
Jubango between them.
yes,
Yeah,
and there is also a book Invincible about games of Shusaku with
sure.
commentaries of strong Japanese professionals.
Yeah, that one was fun. Yeah.
So definitely you can find such books if you have a wish.
And Go Magic is asking, Mike is asking, who's your favorite pro, if you have any?
It's hard to say. Actually, in the past, I used to have some favorite professional, and it was different in different period. But nowadays, there are so many strong players, and they are of so similar levels that and I can't say that they have very different styles. So it's really hard to pick one professional who would be my favorite. But I know that Stanislav Frerek said that I am his favorite professional, so I will say that Stanislav Frerek is my favorite
Oh,
professional.
ooh, that's so cute. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I tried reviewing professionals, and professionals are hard to understand. But even before you were a pro, your games were, the European level is easier to understand because you also learn from books. A lot of the people you learn from books, but you have this interesting style. So I think reviewing some of European professionals' games is maybe even more helpful for, let's say, lower done or strong Q players than reviewing some Kujia games or reviewing some of the crazy Chunhao or any of those amazingly difficult Asian games.
Can be. I would say that the explanations are important. If you watch some games and somebody is explaining you,
Yeah.
then this is good.
Otherwise, it's just some mess. But yeah,
Yes, if you watch the mess, it's not that helpful.
exactly. So yeah, now we have maybe just a bit of extra questions for like uh, faster paced. Now, so what is your now that you're second done professional and well EDI is like 4 done. So what is the goal right now? Like now that you are already European professional, what can you try to achieve next? What is the possible next step? Like 3 done professional, 4 done, king of the world? What next?
Well, you know, this ranks are just numbers, so I am not attached to ranks, but what I would really like is to have more opportunities to play against Asian professionals, and of course, my dream is to reach their level and to compete with them in the tournaments.
But I mean, a lot of the Asian tournaments, they are in Asia, so you would have to
Yes.
travel to Asia, like and it's more difficult than traveling to like Germany.
Yes, but let's say before the COVID period, European professionals received quite many invitations for
Mm.
Asian professional tournaments. So there were maybe 3 or 4 tournaments during the year, to which they invited us.
And
And we had
the C League, right? That was the time of the C League.
yes, one of them is C League, and there was M Lily Cup, Samsung Cup. I think they invited us also to LG Cup, if I'm not wrong. Uh, well, yeah, there were around 5 tournaments to which we were invited, and there was Elite Mind Sport Games, many opportunities to go to Asia and to play. And by the way, C League was very nice because there were not the top professionals, so you had the chance to play against people who are closer level.
Yeah, we're not going to crush you immediately.
Yes,
and, you,
not dying in the first corner.
and you just go home right away.
But you know, even the tournaments with the top professionals are it if you play, it doesn't mean necessarily that you lose in the first round. Like for example, Ilya Shikshin in I think in 2019 he beat Yiling Tao in M Lily Cup, and Yiling Tao at the time he was number 50 in the rating of all the professionals.
Which is
So
amazing.
that
Amazing.
was really amazing, and it's a sign that not everything is hopeless. And if you actually, when we play them, we have a psychological advantage because they are much stronger and they should be nervous playing against us.
Yeah.
And also, it's easy to underestimate us.
Yeah, they
So
get relaxed. They start playing
yes,
like you know, I'm gonna
yeah.
beat them
So,
anyway.
so when they make a careless step, we can I
Catch
don't
them.
know, cut off some group and finish them.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand because they don't want to lose. It would look very
Yes.
bad if they lose. So they have to like
Hmm. Yeah, so in fact, when there is a very strong player and a weaker player, the weaker player has a psychological advantage when they play each other.
yeah. But I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, for example, if you're playing some I don't know Kojia, for example, well, I'm not sure what kind of feelings would you go in this game with. Like you're gonna play this guy who's one of the best in the world, and like, what are
I
you
played him
thinking?
once actually.
You played him?
So yes, I played him once in China. I don't remember which tournament, but anyway, once we played a tournament game, and actually until some point the game was even good for me, but just for the reason that I am explaining, because
Yeah.
they are a bit nervous to play against us. So he tried to play too safe, and I was able to get a better position. But then it doesn't matter much because in the middle game he starts fighting, and this is like he crushes you quite fast.
Yeah, this is exactly my feeling when I'm playing against some Fox 8 Dan who's stronger than me, and then this is exactly what's happening. I play a good opening, and I feel like, I'm pretty good, and then he starts a fight, he cuts something off, and immediately I just collapse, and I lose the
Yes.
game. Yeah,
It's not very hard to get a better position in the beginning, but to keep your advantage until the end of the game this is what is hard.
yeah, and then win 5 points in the end game. All right, so if now we have even faster questions. So if not Go, Artem, if you were not a Go player, if you gave up on it, what would you be doing?
Probably programming. Like I was already a programmer for 5 years, and actually I like to do it because it's in some ways very similar to Go, and for this reason you also see many programmers among Go players, because in programming you also have to think in advance and to keep all the situation like in your mind at once, and to think very wide. So this yeah, I like programming, and I enjoyed it, and probably if not Go, I would be a programmer.
Okay. Yeah. That's an easy answer because you did it before.
Yes.
Some people, they never did anything else. They only have Go, and Go is the only thing in their life. That's a more difficult question then. Now, who's your so several years ago you said that one of the most difficult opponents was Ali. What about right now? Who's your toughest opponent? Do you have a rival maybe?
You mean in Europe?
Okay, well, probably.
Well, yes. Nowadays, anyway, we play only in Europe.
Yeah.
So I think my biggest rival is Ilya. And, yeah, this is also a question that is easy to answer. We played with him in the final of European Championship, and last year we played in the final of European Grand Prix final. So yes, we played so many finals with him. And,
So many finals, yeah. So, but you've played so many games already. So he knows your style, you know his style, you know what he's
yes.
gonna do. So what is your mental preparation when you're going to play against him? Like every time you play, what is your what do you think about? What's your plan? What?
It's the same as against any other player. I just try to play my game and I don't know, to keep the psychological balance. Like during tournament, it's sometimes it's not easy because let's say you play in the final and you are playing for, I don't know, in the final of Grand Slam for 5,000 euro, for example. So it's not so easy to stay calm during the game. And yeah, that is a separate story. So playing against Ilya for me is psychologically is not different than playing against the other players.
Mm. But I'm guessing playing against someone else in the finals would feel a little better anyway.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes. Ilya is the hardest opponent for me in Europe.
Oh, and I also forgot to ask you about this before. So you mentioned that you're also teaching Go right now. Are you now? You said you were teaching at Polgote, right? At Mateusz's.
I used to teach at Bogota. I don't teach anymore because I'm busy with the European Go Journal, but I still teach a little bit. I have one project in Ukraine. Like we have lessons that are open to everyone. So I hold them twice per week, and we study in the evening 1 hour. We begin with some with some Go problems, and we discuss them, and then we review some games. So I have maybe up to 10 students at the moment, and we just gather in the evening and study some Go a little bit
Online or offline?
online,
Oh, okay. Because I
of
saw a
course.
picture that you posted sometime on Facebook, I think, where you had some problems you're preparing for your students, and I look at the problems and
Yes.
I see that, oh my god, I can't
Yeah,
solve
so that
it.
was that was my lesson that I was preparing problems for that lesson. So I have this project in Ukraine that there are lessons which everyone can attend, and by the way, the price is 100 hryvnia per student for one lesson, so it's 3 euros to participate in one lesson. It is
It's pretty good.
yes, it's an accessible price even for Ukraine.
Very accessible,
Uh,
yeah. So, but are you planning to teach more in the future, maybe?
uh, Not sure because so far I try to concentrate on the European Go Journal and to when I have the time, I try to work on it.
Oh, okay.
Mm, yeah, and I have one student who is like I give private lessons, but it's just a student who I had already before I started the European Go Journal, and I like lessons with him, and it's a pity to stop these lessons. So I just continue, but at the moment I don't accept new students.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, but I mean, I was wondering, like, it's like, being the family with the family and the European Go Journal and the tournaments and teaching. Like, this is just too many things.
This is hard. Actually, recently not so many tournaments. Like we had now the active periods with tournaments that end of November, beginning of December was European Championship. Then was Grand Slam in the middle of December, and then now was Grand Prix final in the end of January. And these were the three main tournaments. And except this, we didn't have so much of playing. So I was mostly free for the European Go Journal.
Okay, and that's why we have so many issues of this wonderful journal, which is quite a risky thing because there are so many journals that failed in the past. You know, there was a very beautiful. It was this Myosu
Yes.
magazine. It was so beautiful, so nicely done, and it was released for what 3, 4 times and just died. So I'm happy that this journal has been running for a while now, and I hope it continues to run. Now we have
Yeah, thank you.
some extra very small blitz questions. Last questions, and I'm gonna start with someone asking in the chat. Artem, what's your favorite video game?
You know, I used to play. I had a period when I played so many video games when I was a teenager, maybe like 14, between 14 and 17. I played some Counter Strike. I I don't know if you know such games because they are quite ancient, but there was a Warcraft.
I think nobody knows about.
Maybe
Everybody knows
yeah,
Warcraft. Come
maybe
on,
people know. Okay. You know,
Starcraft, Warcraft.
I just didn't play video games for a while, so I don't even know what people play now. But I used to play also. Maybe the last game that I played was World of Tanks.
Yeah, that's also
I I
pretty
played
common.
when I was a student at university. This was the game that I played.
A long time ago. It was a long time ago.
Well, almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But probably my favorite game is Warcraft.
Warcraft strategy, good.
Yeah.
Now, what is your favorite Joseki, if you have one?
Mm. How can I show it?
You can just give a name. You can describe it to us.
Okay. Okay, so there is a Keima and there is a one space high approach and there is a
You mean Komoku?
Komoku, yes, high space one approach and there is a this slide Keima slide
Yeah.
under the
Yes.
stone
The
and then
attachment.
there is this
Hane attachment. Hane.
yes and then there is this usual Joseki. So
Ah, okay.
so I just there is this Joseki that is called the favorite Joseki of professionals.
Classic. It's
It's
classic.
also it's also my favorite Joseki because it's very simple and well balanced, and I like to play it for both sides.
Yeah, and it's hard to make a mistake in it. No mistakes there. Okay. Do you have a favorite Fuseki?
No, not really. Usually I just play and I play what I feel like. I can play two Hoshi, I can play Hoshi and Komoku, I can play Sansan. It all depends on my mood during the game.
Yeah, because now you said that you've been changing and your style is pretty universal, and that yeah, so it doesn't have any like the standard opening that you play all the time, all the time.
Yes, no, I don't know.
Do you have a favorite Tsuji? A move that you really like,
Mm,
not specifically
I
maybe to
think
play, but something maybe like you like in problem books. Some beautiful
yes, there is
Tsuji.
one Tetsuji that I like especially. It's called I think it's called Raccoon's Belly.
Oh yes, the raccoon's belly. Yeah,
That is a nice one.
when you play on the first line.
Yes, when you play the two stones on the first
Yeah,
line and
yeah.
they capture the huge shape.
It's really
This is the
yes,
Tetsuji that I like the most.
so incredible. Yes, so incredible. All
Mm.
right. I might have missed some questions. I'm sure I've missed some questions, but I hope guys don't be mad at me if I did. Artem, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for answering like 100 questions that I asked you. And I really hope that you accept our invitation one day, and we'll see you live here in Georgia. You come here with the family with a little vacation, and we'll do some amazing course together. That would be great.
All right.
Um,
Thanks everyone for attention.
yeah, thanks everyone, and let me go back to Discord. All right, bye.
Bye bye.
All right. All right. Whew. This went quick. Less than 2 hours. Every time I'm thinking, it's going to be a short interview. I don't want to, make the person lose so much time. I'm going to ask a few questions and then we're just going to finish. And then, oops, and it goes for 2 hours. Every time. Wait, let me get the chat back. Has anyone asked any questions? Oh, thanks so much for the interview, Artem, and great stream. Yeah. So I don't think we have. I don't think we have a lot of time for playing games. So, but if anyone wants to play a 9x9, we can kind of do that. So if anybody wants to play a quick 9x9 game, I hope, because Anton said he doesn't have any more points, and that means that he's not going to make all of my stones white again. So I can finally play a 9x9 without a regular 9x9. And yeah, like Mike is saying that if you have any suggestions for who you want to see interviewed next, because we just invite people like different Go players that are fun, that are really good, that we like, and if you want to see somebody, let us know, and we'll try to invite that person. We have a few more ideas who are people who we want to invite, and so yeah. Mike, can I get some water? Thanks. So, if anybody wants to play a quick 9x9, let me know, and we can play a game right now. It's gonna be short. Keima Go didn't really go well. I was thinking about Keima Go. I was really thinking about it. I even opened the board at home, and I thought about what could be a nice strategy for for this little board with Keimas, and I thought that I had some ideas, and then um, White Stones happened. Damn it. So, if nobody wants to play, then I guess we'll just stop right here. Yeah, thank you, Anton. Thank you. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Yeah. Now, pretty much every time I start playing a game, every time my game gets ruined by these stupid Twitch points. Every time I play a game, and they force me to play Tenuki. They force me to turn the stones into white, and then the game is over, and I lose it. Like, what's the point of playing a game if you can't win? Hate that. Pointless game. So, I guess then I'll see you guys next time. So next time we'll do a live stream. I don't know when actually, because we are about to start filming a new course for Go Magic. So the course that I'm working on right now is it's called Typical Mistakes 2.0, and this is going to be a sequel to our first course that is actually available for free. And let me show you that real quick. So we have this is our Go Magic website, and so this is what it looks like. This is a starting page, and if you go to courses, you see that like these are all the courses that we have like available right now, and some of them are free. And the one that I was talking about is this one, Typical Mistakes That Wouldn't Allow Us Get Better. And we just made this course like maybe a month ago. It became free. So now anybody, once you sign up at Go Magic, you can watch this course for free. There are 6 lessons in there, and I tried to collect some of the most standard things that I saw would plague like around double-digit Q players games. So once you learn the rules and you went through the first courses here, and by the way, these 2 are also free. So once you're around like 20 Q, you start making some of those mistakes, and this is about time when you can watch this course on typical mistakes and fix them. And the one that I'm about to film is going to be this one, Typical Mistakes 2.0. and it's going to be slightly higher in difficulty. So we're going to have some double-digit Q mistakes as well, and some higher single-digit Qs as well. So actually, this is going to change. The table of contents is going to change a little bit. We'll have, I think, about 10 lessons. It's going to be fun. I promise you, it's going to be fun. And that means, wait, let me go back. And that means that we're about to set everything, all the cameras here for the course. And the Matthew course. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Well, let me go back. I'm going to go back. Yeah. How come I always forget this? Yeah, so we also have Matthew McKee, who lives in Japan, and we did an interview with him some 3 weeks ago. We did a live stream. If you haven't seen it, it's available on YouTube. And it was the same kind of format, but we interviewed this guy. And he's also preparing a course. And this course, this is the interview, by the way. It's right here. And this course is going to be huge. I mean, take a look at this table of contents here. These are all the lessons in the course. It's going to take this huge journey on the life of Kajiwara Takeo, which is a Go professional that I think a lot of you have never heard of. But he was a really a legendary Go player at that time. He was there to play with legends like Go Seigen and Kitani Minoru, and he even played with Michael Redmond once. So to see how truly powerful and amazing he was, you're gonna have to watch this course. I haven't seen it yet, because and Matthew, I think, is about to do another course as a kind of a warm up before the 17 lesson gigantic one. And this first one is going to be about, well, actually, I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be about, but we will announce that very soon. So it's going to appear here as well on the website, and you will see it. So first, there's going to be one more, and then this historical course about Kajiwara. So stay tuned for updates. And because I'm about to start filming, it means that we will change the camera setup and everything for the filming. And that means that we won't be able to, probably won't be able to do a lot of live streaming. So, but I hope I'll see you guys soon enough. Maybe we'll do a live stream in Russian one day. We have a couple more ideas, some more interviews planned. So stay tuned. We'll let you guys know if we plan another one of these live streams. And don't forget to play some Go before it happens. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.